Right, so this should be recording now. It's the first time I've actually done this. I messed up a couple of times, but we'll get there. So I'm going to take off from Liverpool and just fly pretty much across the North Wales, well, all of North Wales basically. However, I don't appear to know what I am doing in order to get the weather. Few clouds we'll go with. So I'm gonna bring it forward anyway, because you can have it so it's like lav, but then you're talking about rain, snow, storm, high level clouds. No, few clouds. Let's go with that then. That'll do. I think. I don't even know what I'm doing, but we'll get there in the end. Select departure airport, which is going to be that one. Never done we can have a fly, so like I said, I'm going to have a bash in this one. I've only played on it a couple of times. I want to get it to fly, well, get me fly over North Wales. It's quite interesting really, you've got good graphics on this game. Obviously it's not going to be perfect and it puts trees and buildings where they shouldn't be and stuff, but in terms of the maps it's using, they are pretty decent and up to date, to be fair. So here we are. I'm going to change it to this mode so I can actually see the plane and I know where I'm going. I say know where I'm going. I can see if the flaps are up and everything else. There we go. I think that appears to be throttle. I'm going to go up to 86%, and you can move around and have a look on that here, so hopefully it gives you a good idea. And that should be me taking off. Pop up the wheels slowly, and then I'm going to do the flaps as well, so I'm alright now. And we're ready now. Actually, you'll probably see the B&M over there, Volt and the Cube. You can actually get to the end there. That's what's it called? Speed call. You can get to the end of the runway and have a watch of the planes and stuff. But yeah, there's a big industrial estate over there. Gonna knock back off the throttle. You can see this one just seems to want to go up all the time, but that's probably just me not knowing what I'm doing. I'll get a bit of height anyway. I'll put just high level cloud on and stuff, and the idea is that I'm going to go and fly top of the Wirral over New Brighton to Hoylake across to Mostyn and just work my way across the A55 almost across North Wales. Just can have a look. The graphics are quite good. I think it's on high at the moment. Now this is using a RTX 3070 and a AMD 5600X. We upgraded from a 3500X, which, even though it's the same amount of cores, this one's got more threads and it's a lot more powerful, especially for games. The 1070, we got that during lockdown and stuff. They've been absolutely ridiculous, the prices, for quite a while now. They started coming down, but I made the plunge. I spotted a 3070. I thought, do you know what, I'm having it, and I just want to see how much better it is. The reason for it really is for the youngest. He plays VR and things like that, so it's good for him in that respect, that it's a lot better graphics. And so you can see it on here. I only played this once or twice before, but we're just going to New Brighton now. There's a lighthouse there on the end of the River Mersey. I'm going to pull it round and then head over to Hoylake. Seems to be going a little bit too quick apparently, but it's pretty decent. You know, it's using, I think it's Bing Maps or something like that. So you can see pretty much everything. All the roads are right. Some of the buildings aren't perfect, and there's trees where there shouldn't be. You get the odd random island that's hanging around for no good reason. But outside of that, it is really, really good. And if you've got an even better setup, so for example a 3080 or 3090, you can get even better graphics. You can mess around with the settings and pick stuff up as well. So it's really, really good. And you can see there behind me, you've got the River Mersey, and then this is the Dee estuary. It's quite wide at this point, looks like it's high tide. You've got a little pool there, the oil lake and stuff, and then it narrows off as it goes inland in the actual River Dee as opposed to the estuary. This underneath me now, it is actually an island that's there. That's Hilborough Island, just off of the Wirral. Now this bit here coming up on the left hand side, or off the nose now, pretty much straight in front actually, that I think is Mostyn. You have got a little dock and stuff there. They do a lot of work on, well, I'm looking over that way to the wind turbines and stuff. Not a bad spot for fishing actually. I'm going to follow this down. I'm going to try and drop it down a little bit. But there's kind of Talika, where you can go fishing for smooth irons and stuff like that in, well now actually, which is quite cool. And then you work your way down this section of coast, you've got all sorts of bits and bobs really. There's a lot of holiday parks, and that's what you can see there, Presthaven Sands and stuff like that on this area. But I do like where you've got the hills and stuff quite close to the beaches. I am trying to slow it down a little bit at the moment to in fact this is Presthaven. That what looks like a football pitch shape, the stadium is actually Pontins, believe it or not. So this is Presthaven. So there are certain things on the game where you can spot straight away and you know exactly where you are. This section here I think it's a bit of a water park and some other stuff, arcades and that in this bit. And then as we move further down the coast, oh well, I picked this plane anyway just so it's not quite as long, so otherwise we'll be here all day. And I think this is real, that looks like a splash point there, that little bit there on the end, the sun centre and stuff. You've got the sea aquarium and a few other bits. Yeah, it is, it's real. You can see there from the shape of the buildings and the colours and that. You've got Rill Harbour coming up here on the left. That lake there has got the little train going round it and stuff. You can see over there the little track and that. So yeah, it's quite good actually. It is quite good. Just above the harbour buildings now and stuff. And then we move into this section, but there's loads of bits like that here. You wouldn't notice that, but it's, I can't remember what it is. Is it Tia Prince Fun Ground? The rides and stuff. We go past it quite often. There's another one there underneath us. We've never actually been to these. We don't tend to go to the fairgrounds and stuff like that. We tend to go out more and do a bit of exploring. But it is quite cool though to see it from this respect. You can see the way that the road comes through as well there. That's the A55 North Wales Expressway. Oh, I sound really bad. That bit there underneath, that is Penzance. You can tell with the colour of the ground, the red floor. It's sad that I know this, but I do. I spend a lot of time travelling up and down this section of North Wales. In fact, it's one of my favourite. I just don't mind it at all. You know, it gets me close to the beaches, gets me fishing, gets me exploring and stuff. And look at that, you can actually have a mooch around now in a little plane. Look at that. You see that going past on the 55, but you don't actually see the holiday section because it's obviously hidden behind the hill. But it is quite good to see the quarries and that. And you can actually see this on Google Maps, but this makes it look absolutely massive. There's some houses here, the backyards. Excuse me. If you fall like that, you're on the 55 off the cliff. And then this bit is pretty much where it opens up as you you get access to the sea. You can see the sea from the 55 and it all just looks a lot nicer. That bit there on the right, that looks like Port Arias, where you can launch your boats from. You get a lot of jet skis and things along those lines on there. Colwyn Bay, and then this section here is going to be Ross on Sea. Nice little beach in this area. Don't tend to go here much, to be fair. We tend to head past Conway and past Llandudno. Llandudno's a nice spot though, and Conway's good to have a bit of a mooch around if you fancy it. But this coming up now is the Little Orme, Pethrin Bay. It's as you head into Llandudno there, and the one in the background is the Great Orme. There is a seal colony right in that bay there, and you can see those during winter, especially come end of October, November, December. This section here is the promenade at Llandudno, and then you've got the Great Orme coming up. There's loads of stuff in it. It'd be interesting to see if the dry ski slopes are. There's no sign of the pier. There is a big pier from there straight out, but not today. There's not. Where is it? This bit here. Yeah, there's a ski slope there. That's a dry ski slope. I'm surprised they managed to get that and not the pier. And you've got the tramway halfway mark there. That bit, what you can see, the bronze copper mines, and then you've got the visitor centre on that bit. I'm going to spin it round, head back over yonder. Oh, stall. We don't want none of that, but we should be alright. Let's make our way. Actually, we found glow bugs directly underneath where we are. You can only see them in summer and stuff. But this is West Shore. That little pool that you can see pretty much in the middle of the screen there, they put little boats and stuff, and you know, the remote control bits. So there's all sorts of little things that you can do and you can see as you're mooching around. That's the Conway estuary. If you was to head further down there, you come across the castle. In fact, I might just do that actually. Just head over that way and see if you can see the castle. You've got Deganway Harbour there. That in the centre of the screen now is Conway Harbour. Then you've got Deganway there, posh area. There's the castle now. Does it look like a castle? It looks like some buildings, but yeah, that's the castle there now. You can see the little round buildings. It's tried. Oh, let's pull up, otherwise we'll be doing a 911 into that bad boy. Probably the wrong choice of words, but anyway. So you've got the Conway Marina there, and then up you've got the 55, it travels underneath that section. You've got more for Conway Beach here. Actually this hill here, because the 55 goes through it, but if you go slightly left and get on top of here, the views off there, looking back over at Llandudno and stuff, are absolutely mint. Really nice. As you can see now, we're coming up to quite a hilly area. I think that's Snowdon, the top left over there, could be possibly. But yeah, there's a lot of nice places to stop off. I think Llanfyfecwn will be coming up very shortly. And again, if you look as well, as you travel down these roads, you can see the old mining where it's all been quarried out and stuff, and it shows up quite well on this really. You can see there, centre of the screen, and again in front of you, or directly in front of us on the video, you can see the old buildings and where it's the little tracks going up and down, and you can see quite a lot of these actually as you're going through. But you'd never know that it's got a big depression in the top of it. You just wouldn't know without actually getting up and having a look for yourself. And this section here is now going into Llanfyfecwn. I think it's cheapest place for an ice cream, if I'm honest. There's toilets there, 40p a go. Yeah, in that section here, that's a car park there for Lamfek, and that little pond there. Now we got some swans on. I think they've got babies on at the moment actually. Then you've got this little bit here. This is a like a bit of a wildlife place, plenty birds and stuff. There's an anger in them woods as well there. No idea why. I think I do know the story, but so as we head further down here now, your next major place is pretty much Bangor. You've got there, actually I think that looks like, yeah, so you see the river there going up, and in the background that's Aber Falls. So just underneath us then was Aber Falls Distillery, and you've got Anglesey there coming into view. I say coming into view, it's been in a while, but we've not looked over that way. Got Puffin Island and the main section there. You know, it's quite cool actually, having a peek around, and it's a good way of exploring. Even though you're not there, you can find places to go, or if you spot something that looks unusual, you can always head this way down and check it out. But there is Penryn Castle's here somewhere. I think that is it there on the nose of the plain there. Yeah, that'll be it. And then over this way, head over, we've got Bangor. That's the little marina there at Bangor. And then we should really have on the end of the nose right now Bangor Pier, which means the Gazelle pub is right there on the nose now as well. Just gonna take it round and head over this way a little bit and see if the bridge is there at Menai Bridge, the suspension bridge. I think it was one of the first of its kind, or the first of its kind. These are quite cool, these little islands here. We go past them, we've got a little sib, and we go for a mooch round, and at low tide there's literally no water there, but yeah, there you go. That's the Menai Bridge. I'm not quite sure why they've got the cars travelling through the water, but they have. And I think this one here is the Britannia Bridge. Yeah, it's quite a cool place. I was near almost said to Norwich then. I'm not quite sure of the pronouncing, or how you pronounce the name or whatever. But there is another little, actually it's a little bit further down here now. It's only a small harbour town with a little dock and stuff like that, till you get to the main one at the end of this, which is Caernarfon with a big castle. And then you start to head down the Llyn Peninsula. So yeah, there's a little, some nice houses there actually on the front, and quite nice, overlooking the water, and that ideal for fishing. We've got Mullydon just over there. It's a bit sad that I seem to know the entire bit of geography. We actually went out on a boat a couple of weeks ago from Caernarfon down to the end. Well, I said down to the end, to the mouth around Belan, Fort Belan, and Aberbenai Point on the other side, coming down from Newborough. So yeah, it's quite cool. You see all this, they've just done a big bypass as well, so you don't have to head all the way into Caernarfon. You can kind of cut it off, but I can't see it on here yet. But it's probably going to be added soon when they do the updates. Then you've got Caernarfon Harbour here coming up. You can see that on the right hand side. This big building and car park is ye old Morrison's, Morrison Arnis. And then there on the nose right now is a castle. Bit of a shame it's not quite as big. Oh, you can see there now, can't you, that it's a castle and stuff. But yeah, that's quite cool. Then as we head over this way, there's a little slipway here where you can get your boats put in if you've got them, and if you're lucky enough to be able to get out and about. But this bit is Aberbenai Point here, sticking out from Newborough, or Landwin Beach on that side, and then on this side we have Aberbenai Point. There's a couple of cannons and stuff there. It's about 25 metres deep, that section of the Menai. It's one of the deepest sections. Just about to go over. You see Fort Belan down there now. It's got a little dock and a few boats and stuff. But this is Caernarfon airport. There's a museum here as well, some other little bits and bobs. Dinell, it's known as, so that's the name of the place, but that is actually Caernarfon Airport. Nice big long beach on here, but you just got to bear in mind that all of this kind of stuff is tidal. And if you did want to go shark fishing as well, this area here, Caernarfon Bay, is a good point to go. It's quite decent for taupe on the boats, and they do get caught as well from the shore. Underneath me now, that is an old Roman thing, and they reckon it goes back even further than that. They've got archaeologists there at the moment having a mooch around. Well, this is as far as I'm going to go for today, and I'm going to knock it on the head, and then maybe tomorrow when I get a chance I'm going to fly around the outskirts of the Llyn Peninsula. Then I'm going to do Anglesey and probably have a look around the mountains as well. So if that was your cup of tea or whatever, or you learned anything, by all means just have a look at the others. Alright, see you in a bit.